Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about classifying different geometric shapes. We're going to focus on quadrilaterals, which are four-sided figures, and triangles, which are three-sided figures. So we're going to start with the most basic one. That's the parallelogram. Parallelogram must have two sets of parallel sides. If you remember from our last lesson, parallel means that there are two lines that are going in the same distance and they will never cross paths with each other. Here's an example of three different parallelograms. A rectangle must also have two sets of parallel sides, and all the angles must be right angles. So rectangles are considered parallelograms. All rectangles are parallelograms, but not all parallelograms are rectangles. A square must have two sets of parallel sides, like a parallelogram, like a rectangle. All the angles must be right angles, like the rectangle, and all sides must be equal in length. So that means that squares are parallelograms and squares are rectangles. Now that does not mean that all parallelograms or rectangles are squares, but all squares are parallelograms and rectangles. A little way that you can tell that all the sides on a shape are equal in length is if they have little notches on them like this. A rhombus must have two sets of parallel sides, and all the sides must be the same length. So a rhombus, it could look like a square. A square can be a rhombus, but not all rhombuses are squares. And again, to show that all the sides are equal in length, you can mark them with these notches. You don't have to, but that's a helpful way to show that they are all equal in length. Trapezoids must have one set of parallel sides. So trapezoids are not going to be a parallelogram because they only have one set of parallel sides. The first two trapezoids that you see on your screen are called regular trapezoids because the opposite sides that are not parallel are equal in length. The third one is an irregular trapezoid because it has a set of parallel sides, but it has this side here that is not equal in length to this side here. Finally, we have the irregular quadrilateral, and this is a quadrilateral that does not fit any of the other categories that we've gone over. So something like that would be considered an irregular quadrilateral. Let's move on to triangles. There's two ways to classify triangles. You can classify them by their angles, or you can classify them by the lengths of their sides. We're going to start by classifying with their angles. There's acute triangles. That's where all three sides of the triangle are acute. I'm sorry, all three angles of the triangle are acute. That means less than 90 degrees. So here are some different examples of what acute triangles can look like. Obtuse triangles are triangles that have one obtuse angle and two acute angles. So if you look at these, you can see this is an obtuse triangle, this is an obtuse angle, but these two angles are acute. And finally, the third type of triangle is a right triangle. This means that one angle in the triangle is a right angle and the other two angles are acute. The other way is to classify them by their sides. So equilateral triangles have all their sides being equal in length, just like this. And again, you can mark the sides that are equal in length with black notches. A scalene triangle has no sides that have equal length, like that. And an isosceles triangle has two sides that are equal in length. And you can mark those two sides with the black notch. So those are the different ways of classifying shapes. Please let me know if you guys have any questions about your work, and have a great day.